Healing is letting go of your old identity and stepping into a new identity that's gonna help you get the life you deserve. So that's why you feel like sort of in a limbo, at least in my experience. I felt like in a limbo recently because when you heal, you let go of your attachment to familiarity and the comfort of negative thought patterns that are just so familiar to you. Maybe it's a toxic habit that is familiar to you. Maybe it's toxic relationships or relationships that are not aligned for you, but they're people that you've had around you your whole life, right? And you have to let go of things. You have to let go of people, things, and places that you never thought you would have to let go of. And it's super painful. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana, and on my YouTube channel, I like to share the lessons that I learn on my creative journey as a writer and a filmmaker. I also like to talk about self-development and spirituality related topics because I'm super passionate about self-development and I really want to inspire other women to pursue their creative passions, take charge of their lives, and lead happier, more fulfilled lives. Before we get into today's video though, look, I got my hair blow dried this morning at the hair salon. I also got a haircut. I got 1 inch trimmed off my hair to get rid of my split ends. And I feel like a brand new person already. Sometimes all it takes is getting your hair done. But anyway, in today's video, I want to talk about how to end a toxic cycle and how to heal from a toxic cycle. This is something that I have been experiencing recently. I've been through a healing patch where I've had to go inward. I've had to be alone, sit with myself, journal, feel my feelings, cry it out, get back into therapy. So I want to share my insights and the things I've learned in this period with you in hopes that it will help you if you're going through something similar. I'm not a therapist or a professional by any means. This is not professional advice. I'm just someone who has gone to therapy in the past. I'm in therapy now and I am super passionate about healing, and I want to provide a space for others because I know that healing is confusing. It can be isolating, because on the one hand, healing is one of the greatest honors of my life. It is my honor in this lifetime to heal generational cycles, generational trauma, generational patterns, to heal negative thought cycles, and to find healthier ways of living that are for my higher self and will help me get to my dream life. But on the other hand, healing is chaotic, it's messy, it's emotional. And I want to let you know that if you are feeling the emotional side of healing, right? If you're feeling bad, it does not mean that you're doing something wrong. It's normal to have conflicting feelings when you're on a healing journey. Healing is letting go of your old identity and stepping into a new identity that's gonna help you get the life you deserve. So that's why you feel like sort of in a limbo, at least in my experience. I felt like in a limbo recently because when you heal, you let go of your attachment to familiarity and the comfort of negative thought patterns that are just so familiar to you. Maybe it's a toxic habit that is familiar to you. Maybe it's toxic relationships or relationships that are not aligned for you, but they're people that you've had around you your whole life, right? And you have to let go of things. You have to let go of people, things, and places that you never thought you would have to let go of. And it's super painful. It can be very devastating when suddenly you find that you don't align with the things that you used to. And you're suddenly in this space where you're creating something brand new for yourself. And it can feel, for me, it has felt almost selfish because I'm like, well, am I what if I hurt other people by distancing myself, and maybe it's not so bad, but maybe I can compromise. But there's some things where you have to let go, you have to let go of familiar cycles in order to move forward and to clear and to have the space for your new abundant dream life. Some things you cannot take with you, some things you have to let go of with love, Recently, I've learned about energy, attention, and boundaries. I've learned that where I place my energy is super important. And also, I've learned about boundaries and how to set boundaries for my self-preservation, for my well-being. And I want to say that when you end a toxic cycle, you have to starve it out by placing your energy elsewhere. For example, let's say that you are healing from a friendship breakup or a romantic relationship breakup, but you keep talking about it. You keep rehashing the past, rehashing the same old drama. You keep checking up on their social media. You keep reaching out, maybe. If you're trying to end a cycle and you're trying to end something, you have to think about how you can place your energy into something that is healthier for you or more productive for you. So that means placing boundaries and distance with yourself and with others. Maybe it could be, okay, I'm not going to talk about this topic anymore because I know that it's going to just rehash the same old feelings, and we've already been through this. We've already gone over this. I've already gone over this with friends. Why do I need to keep bringing it up? It's in the past, just leave it there. And if you really, it's important to talk things out, and it's important to process things, but there comes to a point where you're just rehashing it and it's not healthy anymore. So maybe if you really need to let it go, maybe if you're at a place where you're like, okay, I really want to let it go. How do I stop talking about the past? And how do I stop having this attachment to people from my past? You have to set a boundary. So maybe it looks like I'm not going to talk about this anymore. And if I do it, and I'm going to control the urge to talk about it, or I'm going to journal about it instead, if it is that strong of a feeling. And I'm also going to block them. Maybe you have to block people from your past so that you won't or if it's people that are going to trigger you, you have to block them. You have to mute them, unfollow them. You are well within your right to create these boundaries, both in real life and in the digital space. With social media, it can be tough because we have access to people and their lives and things, but you can still set a boundary like that. That has been super powerful for me, is realizing like, I'll just block you. like I can block someone who, okay, maybe right now it's not healthy for me to be seeing their stuff. It's not healthy for me to notice that they're seeing my stuff. It's you need to set that space for yourself to have self-preservation and to protect your well-being. And then maybe in the future you can you'll be healed from that or whatever, but and you'll fully let go of that, but you won't be able to fully heal from something or fully end a toxic pattern if you keep feeding it. So this can also go toward maybe you have a negative coping habit. So for me personally, I went through a period pretty recently actually, where I noticed that in order to cope with hard feelings, I was reaching for alcohol. And I started noticing it, and I was like, this is unhealthy. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for my body. But why is this? Look at yourself with non-judgment. That's like the key thing here. Do not judge yourself. Look into yourself so lovingly, as if you're talking to your younger self. That's been a big theme for me recently, is inner child healing, where I literally talk in my head, talk to myself like I'm a kid. Like I'm okay, mama, like what do you want? Like mama is like an endearment term that I was given when I was little. Like, I think maybe in Latino families, like mama, or like, to like a younger girl, like a kid. But that's what I've been telling myself, and I'm like, okay, like, what is going on here? Journal it out, be honest, and confront it. And it can look like something like stop, maybe like when you notice the urge to reach for a toxic substance, or maybe something to numb it out. It could not even be a toxic substance. Maybe when you're feeling hard feelings, you reach out to, maybe you're like, okay, I'm gonna make plans with a friend and I'm gonna go out and have fun. Sometimes that's good to get your mind off things, but sometimes if you're really feeling a big feeling and you're like, whoa, I don't want to deal with this, I'm gonna distract myself. Try to not distract yourself. Maybe replace it with something, and whether it's journaling, just sitting with yourself in silence. Maybe it's listening to music that affirms you, right? Or maybe it's just feeling your feelings and crying it out and having a relaxing night. I find that when I'm feeling emotionally tender, I need to have a night to myself that where I relax, where I let myself relax, where I just don't do anything. Maybe I just journal, I sit with myself, I light candles, I get myself into bed early. So definitely try to replace it, and that's how you starve out and then I noticed that when I turn to healthy coping mechanisms, where I'm like, okay, let me just take this healthy action, like journaling, feeling my feelings, sitting with myself. When I turn to this healthier action instead of reaching for alcohol, for example, that starves out my urge for alcohol in the first place. Because then I'm like, okay, I don't need it to numb out my feelings or to quiet my mind, because I can quiet my mind by being quiet, by meditating, slowing down. And then I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm fine. That's what it is, that's what I crave through seeking. That's what I used to crave through seeking substances, right? So those are personal those are personal examples to me, and examples of how I've overcome toxic cycles in that way. And another thing could be a boundary, maybe to take distance. Let's say you really just need distance from certain people. It's okay to do that, and you're well within your right. And even if they don't take it well, that used to be a big fear of mine. Like, what if people don't take it well when I say I need distance or I need space? And it's happened where I've said it and people don't take it well, but it's not your responsibility to predict other people's feelings or to control other people's feelings. It's your responsibility to do what's best for you, So that was what I wanted to share with you today. Please take care of yourself. I'm sending so much love. Say some nice affirmations to yourself. Talk to yourself lovingly. Do something loving for yourself, whether it's going to bed early, taking a bath, going on a walk in nature. Connect to nature. Nature is super important. Connect with your pets or with an animal if you can. I love animals. Animals are part of nature, and connecting to an animal is super healing. Eat something healthy. Make yourself a healthy meal. Eat fresh fruits, fresh veggies, drink water, drink kombucha, drink tea. I don't know, something that is healthy and is like a little treat for yourself. And thank you so much for watching and for being here. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also subscribe to my newsletter. I have a monthly newsletter on Substack where I send out creative writing, life updates on my creative projects, self-development stuff, and so much more. So I will put the link to my newsletter down in the description box below. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video.